Okay, first of all, I have to say my name. My name is not Mr. Swim Guru. My name is Swim Guru.
Swim Guru.
Okay. I am called Swim Guru because I am the guru of swimming. Do you guys understand what the guru of swimming means? So a guru is a great teacher, or a wise man, or a master, someone that has a lot of knowledge about something. So when you have a lot of knowledge about something, you are called a guru. So I am here to talk to you guys about, can you guess?
Swimming.
Yes! I'm here to talk to you about swimming. So we're going to be talking about what we hope to do with all of you sometime soon. Okay? So hopefully very soon we're going to get all of you swimming. Who would like to go swimming? Wow, everybody loves swimming. Is swimming a lot of fun?
Yeah!
Wow! So, how many of you can swim already? I don't think so. But we're going to find out how many of you can swim.
I can't swim.
And hopefully we can teach you all how to swim, because Swim Guru does magic in the water with the kids. Do you know that?
Yes.
No, you don't. I'm telling you. So today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. Water safety. Do you understand what water safety means?
Yes.
Okay, who understands what water safety means? He said yes. Like, tell us. No, water safety doesn't mean that you don't drink water. Beautiful! What's your name? Eva. Eva said that water safety is all about being safe in
The water.
and around the water. Okay? So we're not just talking about in the water, but we're talking about around the water as well. Do you guys understand that?
Yes.
So water safety is very, 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 very...
Important.
Wow, you guys are so brilliant. Who made you brilliant?
Our teachers.
God made you brilliant. That's amazing. No, God made you brilliant because the brilliance is here. And what your teacher does is to take out the brilliance and make you shine, right? Okay, so today we're going to be talking about water safety. Water safety is how we have to behave every time that we are around water. So, how many of you have a swimming pool in your homes?
No.
Do you?
I do.
You sure? Okay. Who else has a swimming pool in their home? You sure? Okay, so when you have a swimming pool in your home, the most important thing to remember is that the swimming pool is for a lot of fun, but you could get into trouble as well if you are not careful in and around the swimming pool, okay?
Okay.
So what we're going to be teaching you are the most important things for you to remember when you are in and around the swimming pool. So we're going to start. Everybody pay great attention because this is very important for your safety, okay? All right, so we're going to start with the first one. The first one is, before swimming, we do not eat a heavy meal. Like, our stomach must not be full.
Okay.
Do you know why we cannot eat a heavy meal?
Wow.
Sorry?
Because
Not because you will drown, because your stomach is so full and your food is going to be digesting, and then there is a tendency that maybe you'll just vomit in the water. And there are other complications that you can have if you have a stomach full of food. So what we try to do is to eat 2 hours before. 2 hours, okay? 2 hours before getting into the pool, we must eat very good to be able to be strong enough to be able to go in the water and swim. Is that okay? All right. That's the first one. Okay? If you must eat before going to swim, there's a very important thing that we must do next. We must take a very light snack. Do you know what a light snack is? If I'm talking about a snack, I'm talking about a biscuit. I'm talking about an apple. I'm talking about whatever that is not very heavy. You could eat it 15 minutes before swimming, okay? You could eat it 15 minutes. Yeah? You ate apple before swimming. Okay, very good. So it's very important to understand that we could eat something very light that is not going to make us throw up. Yes? Because we want to be safe. All right? So the next thing is, if you go swimming, it's very important to make sure we don't have breakables around the swimming pool or on the beach or wherever we are. Do you know what breakables are?
Yes.
Bottles, glasses, okay? All these things, when they break, there's a tendency that you'll step on them and you'll get hurt, right? So you always tell Daddy and Mommy, Daddy, Mommy, we cannot have breakables around the pool because it's dangerous, because an accident can happen. And what happens when an accident happens? It breaks. And when it breaks, what happens? You get injured. Because perhaps they clean it, but they don't do a very good job at cleaning. So you would get injured. Then the next is, do not show off. Now try to impress anyone while you're swimming. If you learn how to swim, which hopefully we're going to do soon, because the swim guru, I have the ability to teach you how to swim very fast and make you very good. Who wants to be a swimming champion? Everybody? Wow! So the beautiful thing about swimming and being a swimming champion is that you kids could become lawyers and doctors, and you could still become an Olympic champion. Do you know that? Yeah. So swimming is a sport that is very healthy. It's good for our brains, it's good for our minds, it's good for our spirits, and it's good for our physical bodies. Huh? So you could be a big doctor and still be an Olympic swimmer. So part of what we're going to do is to try to get you guys sometime to become that good. Huh? So that's exciting news, right? Yeah. Okay. So I said we cannot show off when we are at the swimming pool. When we don't know how to swim very well, or when we know how to swim, we cannot try to impress people. Sometimes when we try to impress people, we do a bad job because we overdo, and when we overdo, we get into trouble, right? Yeah. So always do what you can do, especially when you're in the water, because it could be dangerous. Huh? You don't want to do dangerous things and get into trouble. Sorry? Is it going to be deep? Of course it's going to be deep, because the idea is that the swim guru will teach you how to handle deep waters. No, it's okay. The idea is that I will teach you to swim in deep waters so that you will become like little fish. Wow! Little fish, and you will be swimming very good, huh? Who wants to swim very good? You? Ah, so that's the idea, okay? Sometimes our mummies and daddies, they drink alcohol at the pool. Everybody listen to this. This is very, very important.
Yeah, that's my mom.
Mommy and daddy, they will drink alcohol and they want to go into the water. We must tell mommy and daddy, no drinking of alcohol when you want to go to swim. It's not allowed. Do you know why it's not allowed to drink alcohol and go into the water?
No. Because you lose your control.
Okay. Swimming and alcohol impedes your good sense of judgment, so you may not be able to do the right thing all the time if you take alcohol. So we must tell our mummies and daddies and grown-ups around us, please, no more alcohol before swimming, because I don't want my mummy and daddy getting into trouble, having an accident, or perhaps drowning. It is possible. So alcohol is bad for driving. Alcohol is bad for swimming. Yes! You guys are so brilliant. I'm happy to talk to you. Okay, so very important to remember that. Alcohol is strictly prohibited. We're not allowed, even if it is your older brother and he thinks it's cool to drink alcohol, you say, brother, you cannot drink alcohol. Otherwise, I'm going to tell Daddy. Okay? Because you're doing it for their own good. Very good. I love you kids. Okay, so the next thing is, how do we go into the swimming pool? So let's say that this is the stairs for the swimming pool. This is the swimming pool. When we want to go into the swimming pool, do we go like this head first?
No.
How do we go?
Leg first.
No, we turn around. This is the stairs. 1 and 2. We turn around. So the swimming pool is behind me. The correct way to go into the swimming pool all the time is not facing the swimming pool. It's turning our back, holding up to the stairs, and gently guiding ourselves to go down the stairs into the swimming pool. Is that taken? Like you got that? This is very important because a lot of accidents that happen in the swimming pool is because people are going with their front into the swimming pool. Okay? So you must get into the swimming pool from your back. And when we're climbing out, how do we climb out? Does anybody know? Very good. Climbing out is easier. We climb out with our front, so that's the swimming pool. And I'm climbing up the stairs, and I'm grabbing the handles. Handles are very important, and I'm climbing out, okay? So that's very, very important to remember. So we've said that we do not show off. Okay, if I have an injury, if I have a little cut on my face, on my hand, am I allowed to swim?
No.
Wow, how do you know that, kids? Why? Oh, okay, somebody here is very brilliant. What's your name? Hillary. Hillary says, if sharks smell blood, they can come. That's a very good thing to know. If you are in the deep sea, do you know who swims in the deep sea? No. Swim Guru swims in the deep sea. I am an endurance swimmer and I can swim up to 5 hours without getting out of the deep sea. But the thing is, yes, some of you, I'm going to train some of you to become marathon and endurance swimmers so you can be like me. And even at your age, you can actually swim 5 hours too. Yes, there are little kids all over the world that have done that. And they have won Guinness Book of Records. Like, very, very, very important. You guys could become that great. So the idea of learning to swim is not just that we're going to learn to swim, but we're going to become very good at it. And we're going to be very strong so that if an accident or a disaster happens in future, we could be strong enough to save our lives and maybe our little friends. Eh? Okay? But don't try to save the big ones. Okay, so I swim at sea, and if I would be in the deep waters and I would have a cut, perhaps that would attract a shark. So that little man made a very good point. But when we swim in the shallow part of the beach, when we're in the shallow part and we're injured, I don't think they will attract sharks because the sharks do not go to shallow waters. But it's going to give us an infection, maybe, if we're in the swimming pool. If we have a disease, we can pass this disease on to others if we're in a swimming pool. And having a cut, if you're in a swimming pool, is just generally not safe because that's like making everybody drink your blood. Yeah. It's not nice. Okay, so we are not allowed to have cuts. And when the girls are growing up, the girls normally have something that is called a period. Nature makes them remove blood from their body. So when a girl is having her period, she can never ever go to the swimming pool until her period is over. Okay? That is something that you're all going to learn when you grow up. Okay? So very important. Open wounds can never go into the water. Okay? So, do you guys know how to dive? Has anybody ever done something like diving? Your mommy knows. Okay. Well, diving is good. But when we go to the swimming pool, we cannot dive in the shallow end of the water. Wow. I love you kids. You're all so brilliant. She said we cannot dive in the shallow end of the water because we could hit our heads at the bottom. We could hit our hands and hurt ourselves. We could just hurt ourselves in a very bad way. And then we could break an arm, we could break a leg, whatever. So diving in the shallow end of the pool is not allowed. Very good. So diving in the shallow end is not allowed. Let's see what else is not allowed. Okay. So where is it safe to dive? No.
In the kids' pool.
No.
In the deep part of the pool.
Very good. I love you guys. You're so brilliant. So in the deep end, in the deep part of the water, that is the only place where it is safe for you to dive. And the swim guru is going to teach you how to dive safely so that you don't hurt yourself. So it's always very important to know that you can dive in the deep end of the water, nowhere else. Is that okay? All right. Then the next thing is that if we are children, like you all are, we must go to the swimming pool with an adult. Do you guys know that?
Yes.
Okay. If we don't have an adult with us, when you see the swimming pool, you stay away from it. Why? Because if you go and you try to swim, especially when you don't know how to swim, something could happen. Okay? So very important to go with an adult. Then the next point is, am I allowed to run around the pool?
No.
Why? Everybody knows the answer to that. Very good, very good. Everybody knows the answer to that. Running around the pool is dangerous because it is wet. First of all, it is wet. Are we allowed to run in the bathroom?
No.
Because it is
wet.
Very good. So if it is wet, we cannot run. We have to be very careful so that we are safe. So we cannot run around the pool deck, okay? Very, very important. So running is prohibited. Running around the pool is a no-no, okay? And then the next thing is, are we allowed to drink while we're swimming?
No.
Who says so? No, you're not allowed to pee in the pool, please. Never, ever, ever. Hello? He said we are not allowed to drink because if you drink water, you would pee in the pool. No. First of all, we don't pee in the pool, never. And then the reason why we are allowed to drink. Everybody listen to this, very important, very, very important. Everybody, I need your attention. Very important. Listen. The reason why it's very important that we must drink while we are swimming is because you get dehydrated and you sweat in the water. How many of you know that you can actually sweat in the water?
I swear.
No, you don't know. Come on. You're kidding me. Adults don't even know that they can sweat in the water. So what happens is that when you're doing any physical exercise, you actually sweat in the water. When you're sweating, you need to rehydrate. That's why I always have my bottle. See my water? So now I'm going to hydrate because I'm sweating, right?
Yeah. And then ice inside. There's ice inside. Ice.
Because Swim Guru likes ice. And because it's hot, if I drink ice, I feel like cool. Yes. Okay, so very important to hydrate. So drinking water is actually very, very permitted, but we cannot drink too much water. Stop playing. Pay attention. We cannot drink too much water Because when we do drink too much water, our stomach starts doing, yes? And then we're going to feel bad. So everything in moderation. We can drink water, but not too much, okay? All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is swimming in a dirty pool. Is that a good thing? No! How do we know a dirty pool?
From the color. You are going to throw up inside the water.
No. From the color. The lady tells us from the color. This little lady tells us from the color, and that's a very good answer. But what is the color of a good pool?
Light red. Transparent.
Wow! I love this little girl. She said transparent. You have to be able to see the bottom of the pool. Because when you see the bottom of the pool, what it means is that it's transparent. It's like clear water that you drink in your glass. So clean water has to be always transparent. When it's transparent, it means we can see the bottom of the pool. And it means that when you drop something inside, you will see it, okay? So very important to remember, clean water is always transparent. When you go inside, the bottom is not slimy. So you don't feel that it's like little grease or oil in the water at the bottom. You don't feel that, okay? So these are the two tests that you guys have to have when you go to a swimming pool and you see that it's greenish or it has color. Don't go inside. Do you know why we cannot go in a dirty pool? Let's have this gentleman. Very good. This gentleman says we can get a disease, we can get an infection, we can get bacteria, we can get a lot of things. Very important, okay? We're not allowed to go and swim in dirty pools. So, are we allowed to play rough play in the pool? No. Why is that? Somebody from here can tell us. Why can we not play rough play in the pool? You might say. And you could drown. That's a good point. Very good. Wow. So no rough play in the water because you could drown, you could have an accident, and very good. You could get yourself injured. So no rough play in the pool. And then the next point is when we're swimming and there is a thunderstorm, are we allowed to continue swimming? No. So maybe when there's a small drizzle, when there's a light drizzle, when the rain is very light, we are allowed to swim. But once there is thunder and lightning, we are not allowed to swim. Why? Because you could get electrocuted. No, there are no waves in the pool. Yes?
Because the electricity can go into the water.
Okay, that's a good one. That's something similar. Yes?
The ground will not roll.
Okay, not the ground. I like her. I think she likes to read fiction. Do you know what is fiction?
No.
Make believe. Stories that are not true. I like that. So you'll be a great fiction writer. Yeah. Okay. So we're not allowed to swim when there are thunderstorms. Then we cannot overestimate our abilities. Understanding your abilities is essential. So you can imagine that sometimes you think you can do a somersault in the swimming pool. I want to do a somersault. You want to do a somersault and you cannot do a somersault. And then you somersault and you hit your head in the pool. So we cannot try to do what we don't know how to do unless we have a good instructor teaching us to do it. Okay? So it's very good for us to dream, but we have to dream realistically. All right? And then the next one is, if you go to swim at sea and you see dead fish, or if you go to your village and you see you go to the river to swim and you see dead fish or dead animals, what does it tell you? Do not swim there. Why? Because it's dangerous to the fish, so it will be dangerous to a human being as well. Very smart kids. Wow. Then, the next one is, do we have to shower before and after swimming?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because there was sweat on your body.
Yes, because when we go to swim, we're going to go through the dust and maybe the mud or whatever. But it's always good to keep clean so that we keep the water clean, so that we do not introduce dirty to the water. And then after we introduce dirty to the water, we will all be doing what? After introducing dirt to the water, we will be swimming in dirty water, and that is not safe, we said, right? So very important to shower before. And after swimming, we have to shower again. Why? No. So that you take up the chlorine. So the water in the pool is treated with chlorine, and we need to wash it off because it's not very good for our skin. Okay? It's salt. So when you go to swim in the swimming pool, they just don't add the water. They add something that is called a chemical, and it's like salt-like. And when they add it, it's safer for you to swim because of the salts in it. So that if there are bacteria and things, they will die. Okay? But God has put natural salts. God has put natural salts in the sea. So when we go to swim at sea, we do not need to put salt. God has already blessed the sea. So the sea is the best place to swim because it has natural salt, and you don't have to bother about getting any infections. God has put more than enough. Okay? So this is something that we have to be grateful for, because all those minerals that God has put inside the sea makes it actually a healing power. The sea has healing power. So when you are sick and you go swimming in the sea sometimes, the sea can actually heal you because of the minerals. Okay, we're rounding up. We're almost getting to the end. You want to tell me something? Tell me. No. As black people, we do not need sunscreen. Why? Because we have a pigmentation that protects us from the sun. If the sun rays is very high and you're in the swimming pool, just dive into the water and you'll be fine. Because some of those sunscreen lotions, you have to tell mommy and daddy to Google it and to look at all the ingredients in the sunscreen. Some of them have bad chemicals that actually will cause you skin cancer, and that they are very bad. Okay? So everybody remember, sunscreen is not important because we have a black skin, and our black skins have pigmentations that protect us from the sun. And when you're going swimming, hello? When you're going swimming, we stay under the umbrella to shade us, and when we get into the water, there is no need for the sunscreen. Never, ever, ever, ever. Actually, the sunscreen is very bad when you go into the water with it, because the oil gets into the water and destroys the water. But the problem is that Nigerian people like to do oyibo, so when they like to do oyibo, they do things backward. Sunscreen is a no-no for black people. And because they add a lot of chemicals in it, it already gives white people cancer. So we don't want to be getting cancer. We have to be safe, okay? So sunscreen is a no. Very good. Why? Because when you're swimming, you don't need to protect yourself. And you're out. The sun is not bad for black people. We are protected. God gave us a lovely skin. So we should be proud of it, okay? Sunscreen is more for white people, yes? Okay, so we're going to the last. Oh, I think we have 2 more to go. Well, 2 or 3 more. Okay. So remember, if I am not well, if I am feeling a little bit sick and I have malaria or a headache, should I go swimming?
No.
Okay, I cannot go swimming because what could happen to me?
You can drown.
Well, apart from drowning, I could get... No, you could get worse.
Infected.
If you're sick, you stay away from swimming or any kind of physical activity because you could get worse. Okay? So that's very important. And then the next one is if I go and I'm trying to save someone. Some of us are so small that we think that we can swim so good and we want to try to save somebody. Are we allowed to save someone?
No.
Why?
Because we would drown.
Yes, because you could drown trying to save someone.
Because the person is bigger than you.
Well, we could save our little ones that are smaller, but the problem is that when you try to save this little girl, you're a big girl, you try to save her. Because she's drowning, she becomes 10 times stronger than normal, and maybe she's going to hit you, and you're going to get into trouble. So before we save someone, we must be professionals, we must be skilled, okay? So if someone is drowning, we don't go to try to save them because we can swim. But there's something we can do. Can someone guess what we could do? Wow! Throw a floaty. If we don't throw a floaty, what else could we do? You said it. Yes! Wow! You guys are so brilliant. I don't even have to give you the answers. So, if we don't call an adult to assist, we will throw a floaty, or we could bring a long stick and try to reach out to the person with the stick, or wow, or a rope. She practically got the word out of my mouth. A rope is very good, or anything that doesn't get us in harm's way, okay? So, very important to remember, we cannot save people unless we are professionals and we are skilled. Even when all of you become very good swimmers, you could actually try to save someone only if you've been taught how to do it. Otherwise, it could be very, very
Bad.
dangerous. Because they are very strong when they are trying to drown, and they can hit you or do something to you that will make you die with them. So we're going to go to the last bit. Okay. So everybody, if we're going to learn how to swim from a swimming coach, we have to ask that the swimming coach knows what they're doing. Sometimes the swimming coaches don't know what they're doing, and instead of getting healing from swimming, you get hurt. So some swimming coaches don't know what they're doing. It doesn't matter, it's okay. Here, you can leave it like that. So some swimming coaches don't know what they're doing, so it could be very important for us to make sure that we're learning swimming from a professional. Why is that? Because swimming actually can heal us of diseases, or when we have a joint pain or a headache. Swimming is the only sport that actually can heal you of so many diseases and so many ailments when you're not feeling good.
But you said that if you have a headache, you should not swim.
No, if you're sick, but we're talking about innate sicknesses where we're talking about like something like asthma. If you have asthma and your parents are worried about you. Yes, asthma. If you have an asthma, you could go to the sea and swim so many times, and then, so when someone has asthma, it's like a disease, but it's not the disease that makes you feel sick. Okay, so we have to differentiate between that. So when you are sick, you cannot go to swim, but when you have an ailment or a disease that is innate, some of them you have to ask the professional, because now you have the swim guru. You can ask me, okay? So when I have a body ache, that is not a disease. When I have a surgery, when the doctor has operated on me I'm no longer sick, I'm with a surgery. So some of these kind of impediments that we would have from certain things that happen to us could actually be corrected by swimming. Do you understand? Okay, so we're going to the last bit. And are we allowed to wear jewelry like this little lady? Are we allowed to wear jewelry in the pool? Okay, so any kind of jewelry, even if it is supposed to be like our good luck charm, or the special gift from our mommy, or something that we cannot part with, we cannot wear it. So we cannot wear any form of jewelry or anything that we put around our bodies in the swimming pool. Why? Because it could hook onto something and we could be in a very precarious situation and it could actually strangle us. Do you understand strangle?
Yes.
No, no. It could choke us. It could just maybe kill us. Do you understand that? So no jewelry. So no jewelry in the water. So with this, I'm going to say that we've come to the end of all the water safety rules that we must observe when we are in and around water. So now it's time for you to ask me all the questions you want to ask. Questions?
How can we go?
Umbrella. When you go to the swimming pool or the beach, there are umbrellas for you to take shade. Your papi and your mommy will go get you one when you need it. So somebody learns that she could stay and have shade in a swimming pool or at the beach with an umbrella. Yes? No. When you want to go to the sea, the swim guru, I am the only one right now in Nigeria that can actually introduce children and adults to the sea, because I have a very special thing that I tie around your waist. And with that, it gives you confidence to be able to go in the water, and I will introduce you to the water when it is safe. So if you have asthma, you get water therapy. You see, we've written it here somewhere. Water therapy over there at the bottom. So with my organization, we actually give you water or aquatic therapy. So if you have friends that have certain ailments, we could give them water therapy. Okay? Any more questions?
No.
Okay, go back to where you were staying before. Okay? So I'm going to play to you guys something that we call the Swimming One Day Water Safety Anthem. Okay? All these things that we've done, we've put it in a little nice sing-song from a little girl like you guys. So I'm just going to play it for you and then you can listen. Okay? When you listen, then perhaps at another time, your teachers can teach you. Okay? Or do you want to see the video instead? Let me show you the video. I think it will be more fun for you to see a little girl like you with the other kids showing and demonstrating. So she's going to be talking about everything that we've done in a little sing-song where all of you are going to see, and then you're going to see how easy it is to remember everything that we've talked about. Okay, where's our girl? Okay, so we're going to try to see if... Okay, let's try it. Okay, hold on, stay there. I'll do it for them. Or can we do it like this? Okay, come close together. Okay, just stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Just stay there. Okay. Listen, I will show you. Okay, just hold on. You see what we talked about? That's how you enter. Feet first, nice and slow. Okay? So basically, we're going to try to learn this, but hopefully maybe your teachers can teach you in your classrooms. Yeah? I hope. Or perhaps we can have another session before we start swimming and you can all learn it from the swim guru. I have a very bad voice, so I don't sing. Alright? So thank you very much. But before we go, there is something that is very important I'm going to ask you guys to remember. Every time, wherever you are, there are certain very important things that the Swimming One Day organization is trying to teach the kids. We cannot litter the streets with our garbage or wraps or bottles or whatever. It's always very important to dispose garbage in the right place. Do you guys remember that it's very important to be clean because a clean mind is a healthy mind, right?
Yes.
So we must remember to be clean all the time. Don't litter our garbage everywhere. And if we can, we must tell Mommy and Daddy about climate change and say, Mommy, Daddy, please use your car less. Let's use our generators less. Don't smoke in front of me because it's bad for my health. Okay? Can we remember these 4 things?
Yes.
Can you say to me? The first one is? The first one is we cannot be dirty anymore. Being dirty is forbidden, so we cannot throw things in the ground everywhere. Second one is? No, not off your generator. Tell Mommy and Daddy to use the generator less because the smoke from the generator is very poisonous for us. So we should try to use it less. And then the cars, the smoke is very... Because our climate is getting destroyed and your future is at stake, okay? Don't forget that. So always remember, Mommy and Daddy cannot be smoking in front of you because the smoke goes into you and you smoke the bad smoke. So it actually poisons you. So remember, any adults that is smoking around you, what must you do?
Run away.
Bye-bye, I'm going to my Mommy and Daddy or I'm going to my room. Passive smoking is the biggest killer that children are getting, especially in underdeveloped countries. Because in Europe and America, in developed countries, they prohibit them. They say, no, you do not smoke in public places. So hopefully, with time, we're going to get this kind of law in Nigeria, I hope, okay? So thank you very much, kids. It's a wrap. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, you have another question? When are we swimming? That's a good question. That depends on sister and your mummies and daddies. So when you go home, you tell mommy and daddy, mommy, hey, listen. When you go home, you say, mommy, daddy, I want to be safe in case there's an accident or disaster. And the swim guru came and he does magic with children in the water. And I'm sure I'm going to learn to swimming one day. And not just learn to swimming one day, but I'm going to become very, very good. So if you ask your mommy and daddy and they accept, then surely you can join the swim team in school. Okay, kids?
Okay.
Don't forget to tell mommy and daddy that you met swim guru today. Say my name.
Swim guru.
Very good. And who is a guru? Can you remember?
The master.
One by one. Let's hear.
Swimming. A guru. A teacher.
An expert. A great teacher. The wise one. The person that has all of the knowledge about that thing. So a guru is the wise one, the great teacher, the one that knows so much about something that he is just not the regular. So you guys met the swim guru today. I am not a regular coach, huh? So my knowledge is very big. And that is why I want to make you guys into superstars, yeah? You want to be a superstar? No, we don't have space, but we have to go to the swimming pool. All right? Good. All right, thank you so much.
One role for him.
Roll for the swimming room. Me? I thought you were the superstars. Well, thank you for making me a superstar. I didn't know I'm a superstar. Thank you. Okay, so that's a wrap. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Yes, Mommy and Daddy will only have to buy you a swimsuit, nothing more.
I don't have.
Okay, well, if you guys have a swimsuit already, then that's good. Because that's all you need to swim. Because when you start swimming with the swim guru, what I'm going to do is to make you swim without any floaties. Yes, because the floaties make you slow and you don't learn fast. So we don't use floaties in my school. We only use floaties when it's playtime. So if you want Daddy and Mommy to buy you a floater, you can say playtime, but that's for little ones, big ones no. For these ones, we can have playtime with floaties, but all of you in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, you become very good. It's not a joke. Okay? Well, 3 days already you're swimming like a fish. And then in 6 days you learn survival skills. That's what we're going to do to you. It's going to be like a big miracle. Would you like that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to take my leave now. I'm going to talk with sisters. While you guys go back to your classes or for your games or whatever you have to do. All right. Thank you.
The journey of life is tough, but learning to swim and swimming one day makes me tougher.